Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL. Tonight, we have, yet again, more divisional matchups, more divisional rivalries. Division races are heating up. We're here officially in the month of June. It's time to get underway. We got first place in the AL Central against first place in the AL East. Good pitching matchup as well. We got Garrett Crochet, last 3 starts. He is undefeated, has only walked 2 batters, and it's got a sub-1 whip. Here's his numbers across the campaign in general. 88 strikeouts across 80 innings pitched, and he's going to have his work cut out for him in this one. The Strings have won 8 of their last 10 games, and they've been very, very good. Cody Bradford has also been very, very good. Across 11 starts, a 2.89 ERA, and 56 innings. It's going to be a good one. Let's get it underway here. Bottom of the first inning, Nico Horner has had a great season so far, and he's going to beat this one out. Little ground ball up the middle, and that speed from Nico Horner going to keep the Strings offense moving. They do a lot of this inside of gameplay. They hit with clutch moments. They steal bags. They get base hits. It's just a very, very well-rounded offense. 0-2 pitch here, Jackson Churio. Base hit down the line. That's a surefire double. Great play. Could have rolled all the way, gotten into that corner, bounced around a little bit. Maybe Churio would have gotten a triple potential inside the park homer. Either way, RBI double, number 11 for Churio. Here's a base hit up the middle. Jorge Polanco, again, doesn't sim very well. His batting average is a little low, but, man, he is clutch in game. He's doing this a lot in stream, in upload. Doesn't matter. Jorge Polanco comes through often. Crochet getting ambushed here in the first inning. Cody Bradford's been good so far. Top of the third, runner at first. That is Victor Robles. Sliding in safely with a feet-first slide. Interesting way to go about swiping second base. You don't see that too often anymore in today's game. Cal Raleigh is going to get tested again. Victor Robles, another stolen base. 2 stolen bases in this inning. Michigan putting their own speed on the base pass, their own pressure on the base paths. This base hit by Christian Moore, taking it the other way. Not a bad approach from the youngster. Nice approach there, going the other way. Bradford is going to throw it inside. Actually, I think he might have wanted it outside. Either way, a little inside-out poke by Christian Moore is going to give Michigan a chance to strike back here. Let's go bottom third. Cal Raleigh, deep drive with a 1-2 count, and Andy Pages gives a leap, and it's just going to sneak away from his glove. He thought he had it. He looked right back into his glove like he thought that he got it. Cal Raleigh says, no, you did not. That's over the seats, big sir. Solo shot for the big dumper. And he deposits one into the deepest part of the ballpark. Let's go top 5. Jeremy Pena with 2 outs. He's been doing very well this season. And we got a catch there by O'Neal Cruz. Mr. Athlete out there in center. Big dude out there in center. Bottom 5, Crochet's kind of calmed it down a little bit. Does get a strikeout here. Gets a line drive from Nico Horner. That's caught by Yandy Diaz. And then Raleigh is going to lose this battle here with another strikeout from Crochet. 2 in the inning. And Crochet, again, has kind of calmed down after that 2-run first and then the solo home run by Raleigh. We're going to jump here now to the top of the 6th. Bradford, though, has been every bit as good as Crochet, maybe even better, right? He's holding that 3-1 lead. He's got another strikeout here in the top of the 6th. Suzuki goes down. That's number 5 for Bradford. 2-2 pitch to O'Neal, and he goes down. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Cody Bradford. Struck out the side. He's doing awesome. Let's jump down to the bottom of the 7th. Man at first base, Josh Young. Going to go extra base hit. That's going to score another run for the Strings. Josh Young should roll in with a 1 RBI, a double. And late in this game, that is good insurance for the Kentucky Strings. Tobias Myers delivers here to Nico Horner. That's a base hit. Man rounding third, headed for home. Let's see if they're going to test it. Yes, they will. Throw off line. And the Strings get another run. Nico Horner comes through yet again. You know, if he keeps this up, if he keeps this pace going, he might, if he can bump up his numbers just a little bit, maybe a little extra power, some stolen bases, I think he might be in the conversation for a Silver Slugger at second base, maybe even MVP if he can keep it rolling. You gotta maybe get in the 320s, 330s, and you'll be up there. But Jackson Churio comes through again, another RBI here for him. This time it's a triple. A.J. Hinch comes out and says, thank you very much. Let's go to the bullpen. Josh Young is up again, and he does more damage. We don't have a good route to the baseball here. That's Victor Robles in left, and that's going to be a 2-run double for Josh Young. It is 8-1 Kentucky, and yet again, they just continue to play so well at home. 3-1 pitch to Cal Raleigh. He's going to loop this one to third, in between the left fielder and third baseman, and that's going to be a 2 RBI single. Cal Raleigh decides to just end Michigan's misery here. And that will be your final score, everybody. 10-1 is your final. Kentucky, again, the offense, dare I say it, the dad joke here, the one that you're going to get, they're playing the league like a fiddle. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense because the logo's a banjo. Either way. Maybe are they stringing us along? Are they going to blow it in the playoffs? Wow. That's terrible. They string us along. They strung us along. Okay, we're done. We're done. Cody Bradford, though, he did not string us along. He was awesome. He was awesome. Garrett Crochet, I thought Crochet was okay. Not very Garrett Crochet-esque, but he was all right. Gave him a chance. Michigan's offense just didn't come through. Now, how about a NL East battle here? Washington and Miami. I know Washington's sub 500 at this point, but it's a good pitching matchup. We've seen Cade Horton in the past, but David Peterson has been pitching very, very, very good. 6-2 record, a 2.65 ERA. The K per 9 is healthy, and the moonshots have also been very hot in their last 10 games. So kind of like Kentucky, Miami is in first place in the NL East. That offense can play anywhere. And we're going to put them to the test here against a good pitcher in Cade Horton on the road. Let's go top of the fourth. Cade Horton does give up a double to Jonathan Aranda. That is going to extend his hitting streak. Aranda, I think, was coming into the game here with a 13-game hitting streak. Let's make it 14 at this point. How about Ketel Marte? 2-2 pitch. Oh, fastball, going to take it looking, and maybe he thought it was just going to come inside just a little bit too close. But I don't know, a pitch like that's barreling in on you like that, I think you got to swing at it. From a righty to a lefty, that's pretty juicy there. Shea Langoliers, base knock here. Miami's in business now to score some more runs. That's what they do. They like to score runs. Tyler Soderstrom, deep drive to center, but Julio Rodriguez is there. The good defender that he is. Nice route to the baseball. That is a sac fly. Now, what about this custom prospect? Custom player, Benny Blanco. Goodbye, baseball. 2-run shot for Benny Blanco. Man, he hit it off of the Swamp Monster Aquarium out there. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It's got some creatures in there, some whales and stuff. I don't know. It's very cool design. You guys in the MLB The Show stadium creator community, man, you guys are awesome. So it's always a cool stadium to look at whenever there's no doubt home runs, except Jung-Hoo Lee. He's going to go the other way. I like seeing the creatures, Jung-Hoo. I like seeing that. Either way, Swamp Monsters do get a 2-run shot from Jung-Hoo Lee. He's going to strike back. The Moonshots only up by 1 thanks to this Lee home run. All right, Swamp Monsters. A little fight. They're coming back. Cade Horton's still out there. 3-1 pitch here to Soderstrom. Deep drive to right center field. Julio is giving chase. He's at the warning track. Makes the catch. So Sody Pop put a charge into that one, but not enough juice. So let's see what the Swamp Monsters have in store here. We got 4, 5, 6 coming up. 2-2 pitch. David Peterson's still out there. O'Hearn goes lefty-lefty, and he goes opposite field approach. I like that approach. Good at-bat from O'Hearn. He's actually going to take off stealing for this one. And that wasn't even close. Langoliers just completely gunned out O'Hearn. I think with that swing that De La Cruz just had, I think that was probably a hit and run. So now a base hit here from De La Cruz, and you're wondering, I guess in double play depth, if Cruz is going to hit that ground ball, I guess it's a double play. But it sneaks through up the middle. De La Cruz gets the runner back where O'Hearn should have been. He's going to steal this bag. And then we got a ground ball here from Jake Bowers. Ketel Marte makes the nice throw to first. And now 2 outs with a man at third. The tying run is at third base. How about Mel Pineda? Custom player. Does not come through. Swamp Monsters try to strike back here, tie the game up. Good defense, though, all the way around for the Moonshots. Now, offensively here, let's see what they can do. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Oh, pitch to Jonathan Aranda. Goodbye, baseball. 2-run homer for the Moonshots. Extending that lead out even further. Penny Blanco, Jeff McNeil. Fired up. This is what good teams are made of, man. Good teams, they come through this way. Swamp Monsters got to figure out how we're going to respond. Well, top of the ninth, still a 5-2 game, and Soderstrom is just going to sneak it over? Yes! He's been close a couple times in this game, but he finally got one. Finally got one to get over there. 6-2 ball game, and we're not done. Jeff McNeil with a runner on base. Still top of the ninth, nobody out. Doesn't matter. Swamp Monsters, they can put new pitchers in. They can make a change. It doesn't matter. Get another run to score. It is a RBI double for Jeff McNeil. 7-2 game. Bottom of the ninth. Double play ball. Mel Pineda can't get to first base. He's too slow. He's a good hitting catcher, but like most catchers, not the fleetest of foot. The Moonshots will get a victory here, 7-2, and it wasn't really that close. Cade Horton, I thought he pitched fine. 6 innings, 6 Ks, nobody walked, 3 earned runs. That's a quality start. It's a very tough luck loss, but Peterson was just a little bit better. So just a quick calendar look here, just a little sim. The Swamp Monsters were on the verge of getting swept on the 3rd here for June 3rd. Miami did take care of business here, so they are 8-2 in their last 10. And take a look at what's going on here in the NL East. The Good Boys are 1-9 in their last 10. The Swamp Monsters are 1-9 in their last 10. The division's really coming down to being solidified here. If the Good Boys and the Swamp Monsters, if they continue this downslide, it kind of, in a way, really slims the field down and becomes like a 2-team race for the NL East. So it'll be interesting to see what the Sun Sox do here, or if they allow the swing to have a response here. It looks like the last game, DeGrom pitched well, but he's another tough luck loser. We had Baza Beasley with 2 doubles. Vladdy had a double there. Tanner Huck was okay, like he got a win. It is 1 game out of 162, but you just look at the record here, how about how even that these teams really are, and both teams have been pretty dominant lately, right? We have a starting pitching duel here that we're highlighting in the storylines. Gossman against Schlittler. Schlittler's been amazing. The Sun Sox are looking to extend a 5-game winning streak. Speaking of winning streaks, take a look at Cam Schlittler over the last 5 games. He is 5-0 in 33 1/3 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts with 9 walks, and the ERA is sparkling. His opposition will be Kevin Gossman, who has been very, very good this season. 85 Ks and 86 2/3. This is the lineup that he's got to go up against. Very tough lineup, guys. A lot of power in the top 3. Langford, Seager, and De Beers. Be a good pitching matchup. Let's take a look and see how it's all going to play out. Well, Corey Seager with 1 down in the first inning. Who ordered the fireworks this early? My goodness, 450. Are you kidding me? 450-foot blast. Exit velo of 115. That ball was absolutely murdered. Tattooed, however you want to describe it, nuked. I don't care. Come up with something, because that was an absolute blast. 450 for 115. Let's jump now to the top of the 2nd. Patrick Bailey's going to go in the same direction. The lefties love hitting in this ballpark. We got home run derby already. Yikes. These are not mistakes that you can make if you are Kevin Gossman. You're going up against a really, really good pitcher in Cam Schlittler. You cannot allow this to happen. 3-0 game. We'll see if Schlittler also has issues. It seems like the ball is flying out of here at Sunrise Shores Stadium. Let's jump bottom 2. Schlittler's got a strikeout here. Full count pitch to Talkman, and that is a great play in center by Jacob Marcy. Track that one down pretty good, I would say. Top of the 3rd, Matt Wallner. Whoa, 0-2 pitch, low fastball, deep drive. Robert Jr. looking up. He's out of room. It's gone. 420 for Matt Wallner. Wow. Okay, the swinger living up to their name here. Gossman's getting ambushed. I think that might be the title of the video. I haven't decided yet what the title of the video is going to be. I don't know. Gossman, Crochet, like ACES are getting ambushed. A is for ambush. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking of it real time here. Vladdy Guerrero, deep drive to left, but Langford is there, and the Sun Sox don't have an answer for Schlittler right now. Yep, they're laughing about my loss of battery on my controller, I guess. Thanks a lot, Wyatt. Are you mad that I traded you into my Dynasty League? Maybe. 451 for Yelich. Okay, so the Sun Sox finally do have an answer here off of Cam Schlittler. He's been Mr. Automatic in the last 5 starts, but Yelich finally solves him. Looks like this ballpark literally might be home run derby. Like, if we decide that this is the stadium for the All-Star game, I think it might be a fun home run derby for lefties. We got Wallner's hitting home runs. We got Patrick Bailey, Yelich, Seager. And now Robin De Beers, another lefty. Like, what is going on out here? Oh, my goodness. 433. Robin De Beers with a 2-run shot. It is 6-1. Langford scores. The Swing, like I said, are living up to the name. They are not going to take pitches. They are going to swing. And I promised that was going to be the end of the dad jokes, I guess, that you're only going to get 1. Well, I think he might have gotten 3 at this point. Either way, yeah, I need it's a problem. I need to learn how to stop that. I don't know if I can. Let's go bottom 6th. Cam Schlittler's still out there. We got a man at second base, runner in scoring position. That is a RBI double. Yelly is doing it all here tonight. RBI double, his 19th of the season. Good inside-out swing, going the other way. Letting the ball travel. Gotta see it. How about an 0-0 count? Marcus Semien deep drive. Has that got a chance? No, just off the wall. That would have been great for Orlando to make it 6-4. Instead, it is 6-3. RBI double number 12 for Semien. Full count pitch here to Baza Beasley. He's going to ground out. No advance from the runner at second. And one more out to get for a quality start. But Don Kelly says, that's it. I'm taking my ace out. I can't even call him the ace. I mean, he's been pitching like an ace, but I can't call him the ace. DeGrom's the ace. Let's jump to the top of the ninth. This game's over. Wyatt Langford says, goodbye, punctuation mark, exclamation point, whatever it is, man. 462? Are you kidding me? I don't know what it is out here in Orlando. The ball's flying. And we're not done. They think Tom Cosgrove is going to be the answer, apparently. Let's put him in against Corey Seager. Lefty-lefty, right? Full count pitch. That baby is also gone. Goodbye. Not as long as the first one, but it's 396. It's all the same. 1 run, all the same. 15th home run for Seager. Carson Fulmer delivers to Tauchman, and De Beers makes the nice throw. Fulmer covers. Game is over. Swing, get a victory here. And not that Schlittler needed all of those runs, but they definitely helped. Whew. 12 hits, 10 runs for the Swing. A lot of them were coming off long ball. 462 for Wyatt Langford. Like, I'm still not over that. 3-run home run for Wyatt Langford. I mean, he destroyed that baseball. If Corey Seager's 450 was nuked, I don't even know what Langford's was. Demolished. That didn't even. No. I need a better word in the comment section. You guys help me out. So that will officially do it for tonight's episode. I do have an extra section here at the end of the video just talking about how the Golden Globe Showcase, or the GGS, is going to work. I am kind of slowly scrolling through each team's June schedule because we are, again, going to do a game of the week and also get 2 Madison Muskies games for live stream. So I could decide that we want to do New York series, maybe Michigan series, maybe the Ohtani series against Oklahoma City. We have never seen Madison at home, so maybe we actually get towards the end of June and we play Colorado again as another rematch from opening day. I'm not really feeling that one as much. Maybe it's New York and the other series against Michigan. Either way, guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking that you would want to see for the game of the week on the CPU versus CPU side. Yes, it's a little slow scroll, maybe a quick scroll in some cases here. But again, at the very end of the video here, I do want to talk to you guys about how that GGS is going to work with custom players, with the draft, and all that. So before we close the video tonight, let's take a look at that. All right, guys, so with Out of the Park Baseball 27, what I decided to do was basically create the GoldGlover Baseball League here within Out of the Park Baseball and even recreate all of the teams. So if we go to like the Kentucky Strings, I've got their branding, I've got their logos in here, Boston, Columbus, Pittsburgh, I've got everybody already in here. The players that are inside of this universe are obviously not inside of the actual GGBL in MLB The Show. Like this dude, Michael Vincent, doesn't exist, right? I am only using Out of the Park Baseball as a way for us to conduct the draft, which is through the Golden Globe Showcase. So what I ended up doing here was, for visual purposes, I wanted the Kentucky Strings, I wanted the Monarchs, the Reapers, the Copperheads, I wanted all my teams into Out of the Park Baseball so that when we did the draft, we would know and be able to identify who's going where in the first round. So how this is going to work is that the Golden Globe Showcase is basically a feeder league, which means it's going to move players from that league into the GGBL. So I've created a couple teams here in the GGS, the Charlotte Mariners, the Denver Summit, Portland Timberwolves, the Salt Lake Elevate, and the St. Louis Archers. So all these teams have a little bit of an identity here. Of course, all of these players, they don't exist either, right? But they could be drafted, this is where all the fun comes into play. So what we're going to do with the GGS is we're going to move through an entire season, and all these players are going to get stats, right? They're going to have their scouting profiles change based on their production, based on their performance. It's going to be a living and breathing thing. I don't want to spend too much time in the GGBL series in our league with the GGS following along with the games and the gameplay and box scores and all this stuff. Like, I don't want to follow along with that. What I'm mostly wanting to follow along with is, how are these guys pitching? How are these guys hitting? What's their draft stock? How's that changing? Right? That's what I'm curious about. And for example, this player here, Marco Antonio Valenzuela, right? He is 18 years old. And this is one of Rico's players that he's submitted. So we do have all of the specific player information there, right? The age, the birth date, I didn't get. Maybe I'll ask that in future forms for you guys. But he's a left-handed pitcher, and his pitching stats are as followed. Let's see, where is his pitches? There you go. Fastball, curve, screwball, and a changeup, right? So these are the pitches that Rico wanted. We didn't talk about velo, but I did leave room for velo potential. Here's where he's at right now as an 18-year-old. I feel like that felt right. He's a little bit better against right-handers than he is left-handers, which is interesting, right? We also have in Out of the Park Baseball a profile section for scouting. So this is pretty cool. So for example, 18-year-old left-hander pitcher Marco Antonio Valenzuela was born in Mexico City. He throws a 4-pitch mix that includes a wicked fastball, a wicked screwball, a wicked changeup, and a wicked curveball. He's wicked. He impresses everyone with his control of the strike zone and rarely serves hittable pitches. Valenzuela can hold down a late-inning reliever role. He is a better pitcher against left-handed hitters because even though they know the fastball is coming, it has tremendous break. So it's an interesting scouting report. I think over the course of the season, we're going to have some things changing there, but at least then we kind of know what Marco Antonio Valenzuela, the type of player that he is and what he's going to be in the future, which he's 18 years old. He's eligible to be drafted in this league when he's about 20, maybe 21. And we're going to see how his stats through his GGS career is going to position himself to be in a good spot to get drafted in the GGBL. So we're using Marco Antonio as an example. Of course, if we go back here to the GoldGlover Baseball League and we go to rookie draft and we go to the draft pool, These are all of the players who are eligible from the GGS. So like this Tim Gutierrez plays for the Timberwolves. This Gordy Herring plays for the Summit. This Malik Williams plays for St. Louis, so on and so forth, right? If we scroll here to potential, these are all pitchers. So if we say all players and then potential, we have a player here, another custom player, Cannon O'Connor. And his potential is a 5-star caliber. Chris Gentry, 4-star caliber. Danny Ingram, 4-star caliber. The overall I'm not too worried about because that's just going to change when they get into the show anyway. But these guys are all eligible to be drafted this year. But they're going to have to play an entire season for St. Louis, right? They're going to have to play an entire season for the Charlotte Mariners. All this stuff that I'm going to sim, and we're going to get their stats. We're going to get those scouting reports updated, and that's going to just let us know and paint the picture of who this player is, what does he bring to the table, and then we're going to conduct the draft. I'm not going to run a test draft here because everything that you do in your save file in OOTP is saved, and then you can't go back. There's no backtracking. So that's what the one thing that sucks about it is. But the draft combine, there'll be a draft combine, so we get to see how these players are going to perform there. The draft order, I'm going to set that up based on what we know within our GGBL draft order, the actual draft order, and that way it makes sense where number 1 pick is this. It's going to, I don't know who took over the Athletics, or the Rockies, right? Probably, I couldn't even tell you who, but the right GGBL teams will be listed 1 through 30. We're only going to do 1 round. There are a bunch of players here that are eligible to be drafted, and of those players, we might even get a non-custom player like this dude, Waldemir van Meurs. It's a perfect name. It's a great name. He's Dutch. He's from the Netherlands. This is great, right? What's his scouting report look like? Dutch reliever Wladimir van Meurs was born in Vigal. His repertoire includes a plus-plus cutter, a plus-plus splitter, a sinker with tremendous life, and a fastball with tremendous life. His command will desert him for stretches at times, driving up his pitch count and walk totals. Van Meurs could probably fill a long man role, but he's not someone you want pitching in a close game. So he's a starter today, but he's more likely a reliever at the GGBL level. That is something very cool to note, because if Wladimir van Meurs gets drafted in this system, he's going to be created in the GGBL. The worst thing I want to have happen is in our league, in the GGBL, in the show, is to conduct a draft, do scouting on these people for 30 teams, and then for you guys to just have these custom players take over. And then you're like, well, where did Dan Campbell go? Where did Malik Williams go? Right? In the show, where did they go? We just scouted them. We spent a couple weeks on scouting these players. Where did they end up going? Where's our pick 1, round 1 top guy, right? Where is he? Well, he was renamed to Wladimir van Meurs. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not as consistent. And I think this actually gives our draft more life. You kind of understand who these players are. And again, out of all of these 77 players, only 30 of them are going to get drafted, at least for season 1. We'll see how this goes for like season 1, then we'll move it on to season 2 if there's anything that we can update and get better with it. But this is how it's going to work for season 1. I've already made all of your guys' custom players today, and they will be simmed up, and I'll give you guys another update here in the next video about how they've played and how their combine is going, and then maybe even some draft projections, mock draft. There's an OSA mock draft here too. So we just got to get everything set up the right way, making sure all of the 30 teams are in their right positions 1 through 30 to do an actual draft. But I've got my work cut out for me here in the off season of the GGBL, in the show. You know, players like this Malik Williams, not a custom guy. Wladimir van Meurs, great name, but surprisingly, not a custom guy. Jeremy Bean, Troy Beecher, none of those guys are custom players. So we will have some CPU-generated guys, but all of these guys are going to be created by me in the show, depending on who gets drafted from the GGS. But for certain, Cannon O'Connor, your custom guys will all have these high potentials. those guys will definitely be drafted. I don't have any, worries about that. But yeah, that's how the GGS is going to work. So guys, that's it for the video. Leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you back here on Friday for more Madison Muskies stream game, and hopefully we don't get no hit. We didn't last time, but we almost did. I'm thinking I liked that format, though, to get 2 games of Muskies in and then a game of the week. And then we'll do a month-long sim after that. We're going to get into July, Friday night. So I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.